Hey, Viking fans, get ready for an unpopular opinion in 3, 2, 1. Gather around, Skull brothers and sisters. This is Skull World, brought to you by Minnesota Sports Talk. I'm your host, Dave. You can follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, at Skull World. Make sure you hit subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Help me defeat the YouTube algorithm. Make sure you subscribe, like, and comment. I appreciate it. That's how my channel gets out there. Share it if you can. And I'm on day 2 of trying to get Fran Tarkenton and Kirk Cousins on my show. Day number 2, Fran Tarkenton, Kirk Cousins. If you're listening, I want both of you, not at the same time. That'd be great. But on my show, I appreciate it. Now, now Brian Flores. I was thinking, yeah, let's get him. Big name. Let's go get him. Let's get him. And I'm like, yeah, I like the idea. I changed my mind. I have an unpopular opinion. Most likely because, I had like 65% of the people think it was a great idea. Another like 20 that thought it was a good idea. Like 700 people comment on my poll. Every Viking fans, sign them now, basically. And I'm like, hey, let me look at him. And I also got a friend, my best friend. He's a Miami fan. I live in South Florida. He's not a funny thing. He's from Alabama. His dad was originally from Miami, so that's why I became a Miami fan. So I'm just, getting the 411 from him, but just looking at it, he became a head coach. And he has 3 years as a head coach, so we have plenty to work on with him. He's been in the league a long time. Age 23 and 24, he was a scouting assistant for New England Patriots. So let's look at it. 25, 26, pro scout. This guy moved up, man. He's earned his spots, man. 27, 28, special teams assistant. 29. Assistant offense, special teams coach. In 2011, at age of 30, defensive assistant. 2012, all the way through 2015, New England Patriots safeties coach. Now he's 35 in 2016. Becomes the linebackers coach. Holds that role for 3 years, 2017, 2018. He's now 37. At the age of 38, becomes a head coach for Miami. What? He was never a defensive coordinator? I don't know, man. Not a defensive coordinator. That I saw someone tweet that he's never a defensive coordinator. I'm like, holy, wasn't he? Wasn't he a defensive coordinator? Well, then I'm like, well, he's a defensive-minded head coach. Of course, he has his imprint on the Miami defense that has had some outstanding games and beat the Patriots and were a thorn in their side. Well, let's look. Where were they ranked? 2019. They were ranked 25th in points allowed and total offense in yards 27th. All right, not so good. Well, because we're looking for a guy to come in and turn our defense around right away, and he started out 31st or 32nd in points, 32 in yards. Is this right? Yeah, it was. Okay, so 2020. All right, improvements. 11th in points, 22nd in yards. All right, there's an improvement. That is a huge improvement. That's 2 years into head coaching. What did he do in year 3 when he wasn't trying to get rid of Tua? 23rd in yards. 25th in yards and 21 in points. So regression. So he regressed his 3rd year. Never been a defensive coordinator. Now he's a head coach, defensive minded. And apparently he didn't take over fully the reins of the defense. Quoting my friend, he did his first 2 years and then split time with Boyer his last year. So he even split time as the D coordinator, calling plays his last year. So this is his resume. It's 3 years of mediocre defense. Well, my God, he must not have talent. A big drop off right after he left. No, it stayed the same, and then they fired their coach, I believe. I think they fired their defensive coordinator. So Miami's defensive coordinator got fired for doing the same, having the same defense of success as Brian Flores. Then he goes to the Pittsburgh Steelers, becomes a linebacker, senior defensive assistant. Vikings, Viking fans, with all the defensive people out there, defensive coaches out there, would the resume of a guy that was never a defensive coordinator, Bill Belichick, defensive-minded head coach, he was carried off the field with the 88 Giants, man. The 88 Giants defense. Defensive-minded head coach. People think he's the offense-minded. He's defense-minded Patriots, and this defense is always good. He goes to the Miami Dolphins, becomes a head coach, has one okay year. Pretty good on points, not so great on yards. The next year regresses. Team does the same when he leaves. That coach gets fired. The defensive coordinator gets fired. I believe he did. So yeah, would you hire a guy with this resume? Yeah, it looks good. Look at all the years he played with and coached with the Patriots. What success has the Belichick coaching tree had? Barely any success. So that being said, I cannot put a stamp on Brian Flores being our next defensive coordinator. Now, if he gets hired, I am all behind him. Turn this team around. I hear he's a leader of men, but my Miami Dolphin fan, my good friend, reminded me when he sued the league, none of the players came out in his defense. And I'm not putting that on him. I mean, I think there was a lot of shady crap going in Miami, and I do not blame him for standing up for himself. I do not blame him for standing up himself, but I didn't see a lot of people coming to his defense. Not saying he was wrong, not saying he was right, but I then have to question, nobody came out verbally in his defense or saying, hey, we got you, Brian, we got you. I could be wrong, and please correct me if I'm in the wrong on that. I'm being told by a Miami fan that I didn't follow it closely, so that made me question a little bit about why I would want him as a D coordinator. But the number one reason is the lack of success and the lack of track record as running a defense, and he doesn't have it. I hope he does. If we do hire him, I hope he's the guy and he turns everything around. I just have so many questions about him that I'm not ready to answer, and thinking, hey, keep looking. That's it for Skull World. That's it for Brian Flores. Hey, good luck in your coaching search. I think even teams are looking at you as a head coach. I hope the best of success for you. Turn around some team. If it's the Vikings defense, all the power to you. Let's go. Skull Vikings. Cue the music. Thank you, Viking fans, for listening. Make sure you catch my other episodes. Also, make sure you subscribe, like, and leave a comment below. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Skull Vikes.